Hi everybody, Wave 3 News Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here with today's edition of the Hokey video blog. Hope everybody is doing alright on this very wet morning. My goodness, have we had quite a bit of rain. In fact, here in Metro Louisville, around 1 3/4 inches for this entire storm that we've had since yesterday. Just this morning, though, just under an inch of rain at the airport. So we're certainly stacking it up, and that's not good for the flooding threats that we face across the region. We'll talk about that in just a second. As of about 7:23 a.m., here's what we're looking at here on the Doppler radar view. Most of the heaviest rain is now east of us over the Lexington area at this time. E-Town, you're still dealing with some heavier rain. The axis of rain, notice how it's shifted to the south a bit. I think that's going to be the trend as we head toward the afternoon. You'll notice on the extended view that we've got a couple areas of rainfall, really. We've got one across portions of central Indiana, kind of a thin band. That's actually a deformation band. If this were January and there were colder air at play, that would be heavy snow, but it's just a band of rain at this point. It's caused by what's called frontogenetical forcing. Basically, a cold front is starting to sink down, and that's kind of pushing up on all that moisture, creating some instability to get some more elevated showers going. Otherwise, another feature on the map this morning is the area of low pressure. You can kind of see that spin out there in portions of Arkansas near the Ozarks. What's going to happen is this area of low pressure is actually going to be kind of thinning out and dissipating, racing eastward as we go throughout today. This whole thing's just kind of collapse on itself. So the heaviest of the rainfall will be moving east. You'll notice how the rain shield is now across portions of the northeast. That's where they're going to have a winter storm. Wintry weather, though, staying well to our north and east, though, as we go throughout today. Whew, at least we got that going for us, because the flooding is not in our favor. The aerial flood warning, basically from Salem to Jasper down toward Perry County, has been extended until 11:45 this morning. Lawrence, Jackson, and Jennings now under an aerial flood warning as well. This isn't a flash flood, so we're not going to be seeing like roads covered over in places that don't have an area of water nearby. This is going to be for folks who live near those waterways, those creeks, those streams, those rivers. That's where you're going to have the problems today. There again is the aerial flood warning. That's until 7 o'clock tonight for Lawrence, Jackson, and Jennings counties. The flood watch, that darker green, is until 2 o'clock. That covers just about all of us except for folks down toward Hart, Greene, Taylor, and Adair counties, because you guys just haven't had as much rain, so they've been able to cancel the flood warning for you guys down there. So at least there's a little silver lining on that if you're south of the parkways. Otherwise, temperatures, they're in the 50s now. These are going to be fairly consistent as the rain is falling, but I think once we do get some of the rain out of here, those temperatures will rise back briefly into the lower 60s. Will we make it to our high of 63 degrees this afternoon? We certainly hope so. We'll see if that happens, though. Here's what it looks like on the river gauges, though, as we go through next week. I mentioned earlier that there is a lag between when the rain ends and when the river crests. All right? It's not going to happen immediately. It takes a few days. The creeks, the streams, they have to have time to flow back into the main rivers, and that's what we're going to see late Monday into early Tuesday. Current forecast from the National Weather Service has the Ohio River at the upper gauge of the McAlpin Lock. That's going to be cresting at 29.9 feet. Moderate flood stage is at 30 feet. We're sitting right now at 26.1. So, yeah, we could get some flooding that could probably make more of an impact on the downtown Louisville area as we go through time here early next week. Here are the impacts that we're expecting. At 27 feet, River Road floods from 3rd Street to Glenview, Riverside Drive. It floods 28 feet. That's when you get more appreciable flooding here in the downtown area, because you get more sections of River Road closing. Limekiln Lane, south of River Road, that floods as well. Utica, Indiana, at 29 feet, starts to get some patchy flooding in there. So if you live in that area of southern Indiana, watch out. This one could cause some problems up there. 3rd Street ramp of I-64, that's going to close. Keep that in mind for your Monday and your Tuesday morning commutes. May even last through Wednesday as well. We'll have to see how fast this thing recedes. And also 10th and 27th Streets, they will close at the floodgates. We're not, of course, forgetting about you folks up there in southern Indiana as well. The East Fork of the White River, Rivervale, Lawrence County, it's in minor flood stage as well. It also has a flood stage at 20 feet. And, of course, that moderate flood stage is around 30 for those folks up there. 28.8 on Tuesday. That's going to be the crest up there in Rivervale. Here's what Futurecast looks like as we go throughout the day. Are we going to add much more rain to this? I don't think so. By 9:30, still got some scattered showers in the region, but really by 3 o'clock, by the start of the St. Patrick's Parade in the Highlands, most of the rain is southeast of the city. Can't rule out an isolated shower, but at this point, I think most of us will be dry. Notice how temperatures surge up to 60. By then, we may get up to 63. Cross your fingers. But by tonight, we'll start clearing out the clouds somewhat. I still think we'll hold on to partly cloudy conditions, and we'll be settling down toward around 40 degrees or so by early Sunday morning. As we get into the afternoon, though, I think we'll make it back into the lower, maybe the middle 60s. Here in the city, plenty of sunshine if you don't have plans for your Sunday afternoon. Well, why don't you? You need to get some. It's going to be great out there. If you happen to have Monday off, or maybe you want to play hooky, that's a good day. 70 for a high temperature. In fact, that's the first day that we could reach 70 degrees here in 2015 in the Louisville metro area. Enjoy it while you can, because we do have a cold front coming through as we go into early Tuesday. That's going to make those temperatures go down into the 50s for the rest of next week. Now, I do think that we've got another rain chance to contend with as we go throughout your Thursday and your Friday. It doesn't look very heavy at this point. I've only got a 30% chance because at this point it could be scattered, and some of the models are squabbling over just how widespread it's going to be. We'll see how that works. Otherwise, our lowest low temperature is 31 degrees by Wednesday morning. You might need a heavy coat for that. The rest of the week looks like kind of a moderate to light jacket, if anything at all, especially Monday with 70. Here's how the long term looks as we go throughout the 18th here, which is, of course, your Wednesday. We talked about how that front's going to be coming through. Now, this is going to be kind of a grazing front, because notice how the core of the cold air is still going to be to our northeast. So that front's going to be kind of pointed toward Washington, New York, Boston, and not us. So we're going to get down into the 50s and not into the 40s or the 30s. So at least we've got that as we go throughout next week. Now, we're going to be in this pattern where there's kind of a cycle of a trough over the eastern half of the nation as we go throughout the week after, especially as we start spring. That could keep us in the 40s for a considerable portion of time as we head throughout that next week there. That would, of course, be the 20th, the 21st, on through probably even the 25th of March. Now, as we head toward the end of March, I think we could get back into the 50s, but yeah, I don't think these 60s and even that 70, they're going to stick around too long. We're going to get knocked down just a little bit, maybe just below average across the area. We got to take it as it comes, right? At least we don't have the snow or any wintry weather coming our way over what looks to be the next week or two. We're getting into spring, folks, and of course, it's only 6 days away. Starts on Friday, March 20th. All right, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Stay dry out there this morning, and we'll be back tomorrow morning for Wave 3 News Sunrise starting at 5 a.m. And, of course, back here on the video blog tomorrow morning as well.